Why do you think things don't work out all the time?
Well, I mean, we could play with the frame of that.
Yeah, let's play with the frame of
Yeah. So the frame of a relationship
Why
doesn't
don't
work
all
out.
relationships just
Okay.
work out?
Well, maybe they do.
We're all good people. Oh, yeah. So it ending early isn't working out.
I'll tell you what, I've had a bad breakup a long time ago, and breaking up on time is way better.
Phil, for you.
It's way
Breaking up
better.
on time is better than staying together.
Staying together and waiting till the last drop of love has been exhausted. And you
Something about like
hate each other.
Squeezing blood out of a rock.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting a sense of.
Yes, right. So yeah, I think breaking up on time is great actually, and can be very healing, instead of the other way, which is way too late. Or I guess there's a too early, but I don't know. I'm not an expert at that one.
I just thought of it as like from this like position of we're all good people.
Yeah.
We're all wanting the same thing.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
That we're all loving, compassionate, caring, empathetic at our root.
Yeah.
We all were babies once and wanted the love of our mother or the the time with our father. And where do we get lost along the way to where we don't see that, I don't know, that like optimal self in the other person and bring it out of each other and it work? Why do relationships just don't work all over the place?
Yeah.
Whether it's business relationships or all these others, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So the last weekend of Tom Best's life, I was in a class with him, and we were out in nature under these Catalpa trees. I don't know if you know this tree, but they have giant heart-shaped leaves. We were in this Catalpa grove in spring. It was April. And he was teaching on these senses beyond the five senses. And one is the sense of revelation. And we all know when someone's speaking from the heart and someone's listening from the heart, something special arises between two people or a group. Both things have to be present. Someone speaking from the heart and listening from the heart for this sense of revelation to occur.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know, we can kind of feel it even if we don't have a name for it. It's this thing that arises. And he was teaching about this. We were in a circle outside, and I hadn't asked a question in years. I've been assisting so long. I just hadn't asked a question in the class. And I said, Tom, why don't we do that? Why do we get lost?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, why do we
do that all the time?
Yeah, why do we get lost in like the to-do list?
Brain
and
thinking.
Yeah, right. And the anxiety.
The past or the future.
Exactly.
Why don't we just stay
What's
right
up with
here
that?
in the present and speak our heart? Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked him that, and something kind of interesting happened. He brought his chair over, not something he would usually did all the time. He brought his chair over right where I was, and I could tell he was going to say something important. So I like threw back my hat. I was like, okay, cool. Tom's going to give me something cool. I just wanted to receive it all.
Yeah.
And my sense of what happened is his sense of self, instead of being like here, it was really big. Like immense, like the whole grove of catalpas, like his sense of self expanded. I don't know.
Aura,
something.
His presence.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, it was giant. And I had such rapport and love for him that mine did the same thing. And I had never experienced that of myself, of being so expanded. And what was funny is there were these peacocks that were hanging out all weekend, and one of them at the same time.
This sounds like this everything aligned in this moment. You were expansive and heart focused, and he was, and the
peacock was doing
doves flew overhead, and
the clouds parted. There was a rainbow.
There's like a trumpet. Yeah.
So it was just kind of a moment in nature, and he taught some on that, and what was interesting is, and then he was done and went back to his, and he was very gentle, even though he moved close.
What was his answer?
Well, I'll tell you in a moment. Okay. So then 2 days later, he passed away very suddenly. And I was able to go down and be part of that. And it was wild and surreal and all these things. And I couldn't get back the words. Like I couldn't hear what he said. It was so weird. I couldn't remember it for a while. Right after he passed. About a week later, I was just meditating in silence, taking a walk, and I got the script back. I could hear him again. And all he said was, this was his answer to, why don't we love each other and have that sense of revelation of listening and sharing from the heart all the time? And his answer was, I love you. And not just in the universal way, but I know you and I love you.
Yeah.
And he just like joined me in that moment. And I had a feeling of it and of this. And then I had his words too. Yeah.
What does that mean to you? Obviously, the experience you guys had was powerful.
Yeah.
He loves you. And you love him, and it was said through your hearts, and you heard it through, he said it through his heart. You heard it through your heart.
Yeah. So what I love...
He didn't really answer the question.
And he did.
How? Why don't we always do it? Why is the answer we're always doing it? And maybe we just are kind of like, I always have sensation in my foot. My attention just isn't there all the time.
Yeah.
There's always a heart singing. If I just take my attention there, I could think of a bunch of answers to this. But
I like that.
What do you think?
I think it's related to, it's funny how related it is actually. I think it's related to when we have the breakup conversation, it's important to process separately. I think it's significant when we ask a question, why don't we just love? The answer is actually, I love you. And that's a complete answer. When we ask, why can't we be together? The answer is just, we aren't together. There's something about that was important to me.
Being with what is.
Yeah.
Loving what is.
And also there's a difference between asking the question, why can't we be together? Why don't we always love?
Why questions are hard to answer.
Well, they come from a removed perspective. And we can't be together and I love you come from an associated perspective. They're an experiential answer that answers it in the moment.
Yeah, the present moment.
Yeah. Yeah, which is where learning happens.
I'm gonna chew on that.
Let me know how it goes.
I'm gonna chew on that.
Yeah.
My subconscious is down here, wherever it is. Up here.
All those places.
Wherever it is. Dang. Yeah. Why can't we speak from our hearts always and hear from our hearts always? Because I love you. I love you. Not because.
Yeah.
It's almost, providing the nutrient there for the question. Yeah, it's interesting.
It speaks to the underlying longing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the question, what you're saying is there's a lack here. And that lack is probably through, I'm brainstorming here, through your mind in that moment being in the past or in the future. And in the present moment, there's no ideas of not heart.
Yeah.
You just find it there.
Yes.
It's there, find it.
Yes, nice.
And he was like, here it is.
Yeah.
And that's your breadcrumb. That's your kind of priming. If you go out into the forest foraging for food, if you were going to forage mushrooms, there's this idea of priming. When you first go out there, you don't see them anywhere. But once you see the first one, you've primed yourself to see them. And then you'll see them everywhere. And so maybe what he was doing was priming you.
Yeah.
So here it is. Now see this everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, let me know how it goes with your ponderings. I can't wait to hear more.
I like that.